spray. So the AI nozzle, which is like $15, it gives a bigger droplet. So it looks good when you spray. Those dollar nozzles, they're not pressure sensitive. So you can put a lot of pressure, less pressure, but they give a lot of mist. You know, many farmers don't like to see that mist. They like to actually see a droplet fall. So that's why those ARs are $12 more expensive. And so, yeah, sense of entitlement. When you start teaching guys more, they want more money. So like with the gust sprayers, you know, the people go out and buy the gust sprayers. Then the kid that you train that has a laptop, you know how much money he wants because he knows how to run that sprayer. So that's where the problem is. Unless you supply kids that can, run those sprayers and know what to do, what not to do, then the manager gets high expensive. Same thing with me. You got a guy, Hispanic guy who knows how to calibrate, change nozzle, do everything. Then it's quite more expensive. So that's why those AI nozzles are a little bit better. Okay, in regards with the screen mesh, I bought like 10 of them, 20 of them to quickly change. The problem is they're not going to take care of them. So what we do is put a little bucket in the back of the Dodge, throw all the old ones in there. When the guy has nothing to do, he'll clean them out. Old dirty filters here, new filters here, and then just put them on, right? So when it comes to the spray, he's got really cheap plastic and then a little better plastic like the Banjo. So go with the Banjo. The price is not substantial, but the really cheap China plastic, it will break more. The AI nozzle is better in the long run, guaranteed. So efficiency wise, you just need a lot of tractors, a lot. One or two extra spray rigs, something's gonna bust. So from Compost I got 12, 8 300, 4 400. Then I bought that one from Bakersfield, that's a 400. Okay, so it's efficient if you use a 1,000-gallon tank, right? Because you got to fill less, but now you need a bigger horsepower tractor. Even that Dodge pickup won't even pull. A two-wheel drive Dodge pickup can't pull a 1,000-gallon water tank. So now you're looking at a 75 horsepower tractor. Now you're burning more fuel, and it's got to be PTO because you probably won't get a good mix. So my theory is good, and I think the 770, 790 is fine for the sprayers I have. If I had a 600-gallon sprayer herbicide, maybe the 870 would be better, but the smaller 770 is fine. And the 870 to 770, there's more weight. It's quite a bit bigger, the frame-wise, the 870, and it's only 5 horsepower larger. So if you're doing orchard and stuff, I would stick with the 770. You do need 4-wheel drive because in the winter, that dormant, that pre-emergent, you're going to get stuck. So you need 4-wheel drive, 790, 770, plus it's got 4 gears. So you can run it at 1,300 RPM, right? And 1,300 RPM, and 3rd or 4th gear, that'll get you to your 4 miles is the right speed because that's enough to just 4 miles is good because that's enough just to so the guy, when he makes the turn, he really doesn't even need to ride the clutch, just a little bit. If he's good at it, all he does is turn off the sprayer spouts. Another thing I would say is that belly mounts better because the guy can, by the time he makes the tractor and makes the turn, he can see where his booms are, number one. Number two, he can quickly look to see if his nozzles are plugged, right? So I do like the belly mount better, just a little bit back from the driver. That way, he can see the spray, none of the nozzles are clogged and you're getting a good mist, right? So that's what I agree. Alternator on these 770, 790 is really small. It's a cheap little alternator, so you do have to be cognitive of that. Just buy them on Amazon, $70 and mount it up. So the magic formula is a 770 John Deere That gas Honda GX, no problem. That thing, you don't even, pre-emergent, you don't need to clean the filters. There's no dust, right? Maybe build a bigger tank on top of it, right? So if the smaller tank is 1 gallon loses, think about building a device where you just put a red canister on top, right? Maybe drill a hole on the bottom of it with a valve, just open it, so that open the lid, open that, turn on the gas. I think that might be bad. So on top, put a red 5-gallon bucket. Those gallons, you don't have to weld, just the frame for to be held there, right? And then whenever you want to fill, right, you have a 5-gallon full of gas right there. Well, your employers will probably steal the gas. Hopefully they don't have cars. All you do is you turn the spout, bam, it's gonna fill up, right? Underneath that, drill a hole, make it fill, and make it line up right into the middle of that, so the guy's always got that, you know. And then if that contraption doesn't work, I would say then you could just always take off that bucket. So I just need to build a frame to hold a 5-gallon bucket on top, a 5-gallon, 2.5-gallon, or 5-gallon red thing right on top of that. So if your Honda goes empty, hey, open the lid, turn the valve on. That's it. Don't pour. You're too stupid. They're gonna drop it on the ground, this and that. You just leave it there on top, and the valve goes right into the hole of that gas. So you just turn it, turn on, turn it off. That's it. 5-gallon. I think that would be a good idea. So then you got a much longer time. And then so golden is that 400-gallon or 300-gallon is fine. John Deere 790, 770 need 4-wheel drive. It's gonna get stuck. I saw how the playground it is. It's gonna get muddy because the 870 is taller, more weight, 5 more horsepower. You don't need that shit. And so the 770 holds 7 gallons of diesel a day. Not bad, bro. Not bad. Idling, it's just going straight, so it's good. And you need a lot of tractors, and your mixed tank and truck is most important. If you can pull out 2 mixed trucks, 2,000, 4,000 gallons, just have it ready, and then you leave it there. You know, you leave the diesel tank on, and just keeps rotating that chemical. You tell the guys, hey, fill up yourself. As soon as you're completely empty, you'll see where the truck's at. You just go walk over there, open the lid, go in there, turn it on, plug it in, fill it up as much as you can, because there's bubbles, so you're not going to get all the way to the top. So just tell them fill it up. I do like clear tanks, that way you can see. So if that lady gives me a discount over there at in Hanford or in the more, then I'll start going clear tanks, because it's just easier to see how much chemical you got in there. You know, else they got to look up on top. Amazon, those hazmat suits are the best. I mean, in your tool trailer, you need every nozzle, every hose, every spring, extra spray manifold. Also, when we do the berm, we're gonna build those new spray manifolds. Unplug it, and it's just 2 sides, not 3. These guys are just, you know, because I don't want that boom in the back. It's just too much weight bouncing around for nothing. Why are you gonna take that weight off? You know, and take the weight off the fronts of the 770, 790. You don't need it. You know, and the cage to protect the eyes, you really don't need that. These tractors are so small, they're right in the center, you know. Yeah, the tractor has no lights, fine. Put the LED bulb, it's plentiful. So, Sacramento. So what you do when you're doing the herbicide sprays, you're at 4 miles per hour, let's say. This guy wanted 20 gallons per acre, 4 miles per hour, and we had 21-foot spray band, which is 252 inches, divided by that constant, that 4,900 something constant T-jets, okay? After you divide that, then that's how many gallons you need per minute, right? We have 15 nozzles going, so you divide that by number of nozzles, and that gives you gallon per minute per nozzle at what PSI. Then you look at the chart, and you figure out we're gonna go 40. This one we did 4 miles per hour, 20 gallons an acre. You had to go with the yellow number 2, but you have to keep the pressure at 50. 50 pressure is good, but it's kind of sprays too much. Anything below 30 pressure, it starts to spatter, so that's not good. So you actually want ideal 40 pressure, okay, for all types of sprays. Okay, the one thing in Pomona Dead was good is these guys download the very expensive app on the phone or buy them the speedometer watch, okay? And they're at 4 miles per hour, okay? Then what they do is they leave the revolution of the tractor at 4 miles per hour. They don't touch that, okay? They leave it revving high, which is fine. They leave that shit revving high, so it's nice and high, which is fine. And then once that revolution stays up, then all they do is push the clutch, drop into the gear, go. They don't keep adjusting the revolutions every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, every row. The revolution is roughly set. Then what they do is they just look at their phone, make sure they're at the right revolution, then they go for it. So that's the trick. So with that tank right there, after they mixed it in there, and then they fill it with that tank, and that's a 1,000-gallon tank, so you got several spray rigs there going. Make sure you're at 4 miles per hour. You set the tractor once, all the guy does, he leaves, he just pops it into neutral, pops into gear, revolutions stay the same. He doesn't touch high or low, he just goes third. Everybody's in third. These small tractors are 28 horsepower, you know, they drop it into third all day long. And then the cones, we figured that out. Cones, 2 on this side, 2 on that side, every guy gets 10 rows. See, when the rows are really measure it, 1 square mile is 640 acres. So half a mile row is 1.25 acres. Half a mile row is 1. That's the foreman there. So ideally would get a 12-volt speedometer on all the tractors. Okay. Also write it on the tractor exactly where you want the speed. Write it right on the hood. And they make sure they have a place for their cone. That little spot there's good to put the cones. You know? Put the cones right there. Sasriya Gal. Okay. Video banata hu main bolta. Okay. Ek minute. You can see how we have these removable booms at the end, so when we need to transport them. Yeah. 300, 400. And then if bubble doesn't work, you do 300, 400 gallon mix. Okay. Write it on paper, and then just make sure it's 300 and 400 gallons are correctly done. The guy writes it on the paper. So he doesn't get confused. 300 gallon, put this much. 400 gallon, put this much. 1,000 gallon, put this much. So spray in Yolano, the most beneficial thing was pulling those 2,000 gallon totes, the trailers. That was the one. You mix one batch, bring it, mix the other one. So if you don't have those, you're really screwed. Number 2, if you have 2, then you need to have 2 trucks pulling back and forth, or tractors. So you gotta have another tractor or vehicle to put the damn tote on. Okay, 1,000 gallon was not enough because they were filling up. Because I had 4s going, there's some 3s, there's some 4s, so it was really messed up. So mixed truck would be the best. The mixed truck I need to take is the Savoya, because it has that pump where you pump up 25 gallon. You know how hard it is to pump up? That mixed truck is 2,000 gallons, okay? And you got to carry up 25 gallons of 50 gallons of Roundup. Come on, that's too much labor. You do it the smart way. You hook up that little pump, and it sucks it up into the reservoir. And then, okay, you throw the Roundup in, 50 gallons of Roundup for 2,000 gallons of water. Then 20 gallons of Rely, same thing. And so that's why that mixed truck is very important. If you don't that, you have to have 2 of those damn small 1,000-gallon bubbles. Okay, the Honda pump, that GX160 is so slow. These wonderful guys that figured out with that big 3-inch pump, diesel, 20 horsepower, that pushes water out. I get 250 gallons per minute, so you'll fill up a spray rig in 1 minute. So that's way better if you ever do up top canopy tree spray. The technique they do like over there is that they hand you the chemicals, they watch you put it in the tank, and then they want the empty bottles back. So that's good. That means the chemicals were not going anywhere, and their main guy is the one watching. Okay. The other thing has to be in contract. How many acres are you going to give me? Because what happens is they lock you in at a low rate, and they say, oh, I'm going to give you 100 acres. They end up giving you 20. So they'll do that every time. It's a business. They're trying to save every penny. Next, like Bathland, have 1 or 2 tractors just parked, because if something breaks, now the mechanic's got to come, and the employee's standing 20 an hour. You stand 3 hours, that's $60. It's better just to have another tractor there and spare connected. Go. So streamlinization is same rim, same tire, same strainer filters. So I'm changing over to my strainers. I want just 2 filters. One, the suction filter. They take out the old one. They don't have a faucet there. They put in a new one. They put the dirty one in the pickup, and then when they're free, they wash that one off. So strainer filters, 50 mesh, right? So I want it all the same, right? It has to be streamlined, so the mechanic's in there in 5 minutes, the thing's fixed. Brand new motor, just bolt it on, no fixing at that time, because your employee's standing, right? The goal is no employee standing. That's why Bathline has extra shakers parked. Employee can't stand, shaker can park, stand. Next, you have to have boots for everybody, because they get wet and they're feeling water, then they start complaining. Just whenever you go to the auction or something, buy a bunch of those. They're $35 at Walmart, but those firefighter boots, waterproof boots. Gowns, tell them, hey, 2-3 days you got to wear the same one, because they don't like to. They want to waste your money. So 2-3 days you got to wear the same gown. You know, at the bottom, the bungee at the bottom, they're gonna throw it away anyway, so just put the cheap bungee. Potentially what you could do is have really inexpensive gowns. If the inspector comes up, say, oh sorry, that's the wrong gown, put this one on. Have them right then and there put on the good gown, right? And then also I need to get the stickers made with every emergency contact up and down California, all there, Spanish, English. I have photos of that. I just need to get it done. And then one sticker, maybe removable block on a panel might be better. So if you want to run a QAL, you flip the cardboard paper to the other side, right, with little wing screws. And if you want to run that private thing, you turn it the other way and put it the other one. Okay. On the, I need to mount the 3.5 gallon jugs, which the county says you need for eye wash. Get that mounted on the tractor and on the spray rig. You know, actually on the sprayer better, because the sprayer stays with the sprayer. And then you need the tube where you put what you're being mixed in, the wreck, on the spray rig, because if that, we need that too. Okay, and then on the sprayer, another thing, on the other side, I want to put a solid toolbox, which they don't even touch, that has the gown, 2 gowns, goggles, paper to wash their hands, toilet paper for them to take a dump, all the stuff on that side, and the other side, the 3.5 gallon to wash your eye on the back. Okay, same thing on the sprayer. I want to figure out how to do wing nuts, like a plexiglass wing nuts, to flip the cardboard paper around. So yeah, I can sometimes run it a QAL, sometimes I can run it as a private applicator, right? All the emergency contacts number, who's the foreman, who's the emergency contact. Right, so it's 770, 7090 is a tractor, and it is a 16-inch rim. So those Napa ones are 9.516, same thing. The ones that I had for a long time was a 12.516. It's same everything, just it's a bigger, fatter rim, fatter tire. And actually the 9.5 works just fine. And it's a smaller tire, but then in the front you got to change the tire, because if these idiots pop in a 4-wheel drive, you'll break something in there. So you got to kind of be cognitive of that. It always has to be 4-wheel drive off. If they drive with 4-wheel drive, you need 4-wheel drive or you don't. You know, my nephew said, you know, he doesn't like the Wellcraft, it gets stuck in the pistachio. So yeah, maybe 4-wheel drive I think is better. Not a must, but it's better. The only thing I gotta do is no putting all these hi-fi LED lights and all that BS. You'll burn your circuit out. That tractor is very small alternator. It's not made to like run a DJ system on that thing. So just put nice bulbs, good bulbs, LED bulbs, or expensive bulbs now. Those tractors from the 90s, front and back. And then the blinker one, right? I think you should just put a white light there, and that way he can move it if he's doing belly, put it on the pan belly spray. He can move it to on each side of the wing, you know. So it's kind of a turn type light, LED light, yeah, that pushes it there, you know. That way, if you do a belly pan spray, you just look on both sides. Okay, my nozzles are not clogged. I'm good to go. I gotta figure out the speedometer. I mean, it's pertinent. Speedometer is so pertinent, right? Speedometer is very pertinent. So contract with the grower. Number one, you gotta tell me exactly how many acres. Number two, you gotta have the chemical there. I can't wait. You have to order extra just to have it there, okay? Number three, arrangements. You know, people pull the washing machine out of that place or whatever they want. So actually, I'm gonna have to have two trailers if I'm gonna be traveling to Yolano and Clarksburg. One is like a massive trailer, maybe a 48 footer, you know, straight 48 foot trailer. Pull it up in there, or a 48. There's plenty of room there. That has everything. I mean, beds. Wrap everything up in plastic bag. Beds, clothes, soap, extra water heater, extra washing machine. I mean, just everything there, you know, just so it's there and it's present. And then as soon as you're done with the spray, you go up there and fix the house, put it in. So the houses are fine. They just need hot water, 2 fridges, not one. You want 2 fridges. Hot water. You want 2 washing. The Boston, the electric thing, hours 72 miles.
72 miles.
So which is how many hours?
Typically, if your standard work is 20 to 25 hours.
20 to 25 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it 4-wheel drive?
It's 4-wheel drive all the time.
And front steering?
Front steering only.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is the plug.
Yeah, you can do 110 charging, which comes standard, and then we have the ability to upgrade to the 220.
No, 120's fine. How long does it take to charge?
It's overnight, so about 10 hours.
10 hours, 1 tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And show me the battery compartment where you have to put.
No need for that.
Is there? Do you have to do anything to the batteries?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
How long does the battery go for?
We have our current initial model. It's still on the original battery at 10 years.
How many hours has it gone?
Over 100,000 to my knowledge.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, some pretty rigorous testing.
Okay,
Yeah,
how much can it pull?
Pounds is the towing capacity. I've seen it do more than that, quite a bit more, to be honest. And then a 2,000 pound payload capacity as well. That's distributed weight.
Okay, I'm gonna make a video. So it's off-road, 2 vehicle. It's 27 horsepower output. Range is up to 72 miles. Time to 80%. Oh, if you go 240, it's 5-6 hours just ready.
Yes, yeah, it's the quick charge option.
Okay, top speed 22, 4-wheel drive. Payload up here is 2,000. Towing is 2,000. 150. Curb weight is 2,700 pounds. Overall dimensions, wheelbase, bed dimension. Okay, wheels and tires.
I'll see if I have a brochure left. We've done like 5 shows in the last couple months, so I'm pretty wiped out. But let me go see if I have one for you.
No, I don't need the brochure.
No?
I do all digital now. I got it here.
Okay.
And how much is this?
This is 23,000.
Okay. Okay. And how much can you load up there? How much pounds?
2,000. And that's distributed weight on the bed.
Can't be on one spot.
No. Yeah, the only time I've ever seen it have issues is if you put it all like right on the rear. Yeah, you just want to spread it out. And with spreading out, I've even seen it do 3,000. That's
300 times 7, 2,100. Too much weight here. Basically, they need a quad that can pull a lot. Okay, so we have a design that will really work in agriculture. You pull a sprayer behind it, but a gas-powered sprayer.
Okay. I know PBM here has a lot of use for sprayers.
But there's a problem. First off, I don't need this big of a bed. Okay? This is in the future. I need a very short bed. Number 2, I don't need 2 passengers. I need 1 passenger. Number 3, I need the steering in the middle. Number 4, I need cruise control. Number 5, I don't need 22 miles per hour. Okay? And number 6, I need a speedometer, because when we spray, sometimes they go 3.1, 3.2, 3.7. So what I need this thing to do is to pull a spray rig behind that's gas powered. Instead of having a quad, because the quad don't have enough power, we use the Honda Pioneer gas, but it does not have enough. I need something with more toe and a little bit tongue weight more. No bed, no leaf springs, no nothing.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not in the market of
Not yet, huh?
yet, but PBM has actually exactly what they have created, kind of a monster out of this thing, where they stripped everything off, exactly what you driver. The bed is no longer, and it is shorter, but what they have is kind of a crater for a spray
Tank.
actual tank.
Right.
Yeah. They've mounted up in front with our controllers here. They have through our auxiliary section there in the front. And let me see if I have a picture I can show you real quick.
This gets in a box, then you guys.
That's what
Oh, let me
PB has
see.
done for us.
Yes, that will work.
So if you need something like this, then reach out and we can set you up either here or through the actual dealership that did it up in I think it's Yuba City is where they did it, or Chico.
Mm-hmm.
But talk to these guys about it. And they just bought this again. So there's a demand for this.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I'm gonna send you my YouTube link on this video. You send it to Aaron. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So what the farmer wants is okay. It's almonds. For almond pistachio spraying, it's a little bit too high. Is this 4-wheel drive?
Yes.
Okay, full time, and those are the tires are, if you can have some little,
Tires what PBM has. I have my
the medium ones, so you don't get stuck.
Kumos.
Okay, cool.
MTs,
And with a little bit of teeth. Okay.
Those are what
This what happens is you're gonna hit the the almond tree berms are gonna hit you.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've gotten that a lot, and this is actually modular. You can take
Okay,
this
and then
off here.
in the front, we want belly mount spray booms. I'll tell you the size right here. 2 spray booms that go belly mount right here. Okay. Driver in the middle, most control, and a great speedometer. So basically, the guy makes the turn, pushes the button, and it sets at that 3.2 miles per hour again. He makes the turn, sets, pushes at that 3.2 miles again. Okay. Calibration and all that, I don't need that. And you know, back of the if it's more expensive to make it in the back, you need to ask, wasn't it Aaron? You need to ask him, is it more expensive to put heavy leaf springs to put a 300-gallon tank here, or if it's fine, most pull it with the hitch, right? Okay. Oh, what else? Okay, the lights need to be set up. Project is called, let's call it a custom spraying object. Only things used to spray, okay? Herbicides. So what I need is the lights in the correct area so my guys can see the booms being sprayed or not, okay? And what we would pull behind, so a gas sprayer. I have like 20 of those. So you send it to Aaron. I'd like to sit with him, talk to him. If you can make that for me, that'd be badass. Most important, cruise control.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you're